So Jean, I want to thank you for coming along to Barry War Museum and Heritage Centre today to participate in our Human Library. Now, the Human Library is for those that were alive during the Second World War. So, how old were you during the Second World War?
Well, I was born in 1936, so I was being 3, wouldn't I? How old was I when it all finished? But I remember it.
So what stories can you remember then from your childhood during the Second World War?
Well, I can remember bombs dropping in the next street. That was Salisbury Road, because my dad wasn't in the forces, but he was in the Home Guard, and I can remember him going off Salisbury Road to see if he could help. I remember rationing. Balloon barrages.
Yes. And did you know what they were for?
Yes, I did, because there was one quite near. But I do remember the bombs, that was the main thing, dropping, and like the sticker bombs, I can remember where that went.
And what about shelters? Did you have a shelter?
We had an Anderson shelter, and we used to go down it, because I had an older brother and a younger brother, and we lived with my grandparents, but they didn't want to go down to the air raid shelter, so we went down there with Mum and Dad. I don't think we went down every night though.
And you remember the sound of those sirens?
Oh yes, and I can remember the bombs dropping, the noise.
And how far away did the bombs drop from where you lived?
Well, not far, in the next street. Perhaps 200 yards.
Families were killed, were they?
I think it's sad. One man came from London because he was a fireman, and he came to stay with his sister, and he was killed. Where the bomb dropped was the house, and I thought that was very sad.
Mm.
Yeah.
And another thing for children during the Second World War, where bomb sites became playgrounds. Did you experience that, or did you go shrapnel hunting?
Oh, we went shrapnel hunting, yes, because we lived not far from Porthkerry. But like we didn't have any war sites to play in, but I remember going looking for shrapnel.
And did you find much?
Yes, I think so.
I've been on the World War I battlefield swords, and I've come back with shrapnel, and that's from 100 years ago. So I'd like to take you back to rationing again. And what memories do you have of rationing? Obviously there was no sweets for children back during the Second World War.
No, I can remember like neighbours, if they didn't want something, Mum would swap the coupons with them. I can remember that. I can't remember going without anything, no.
And clothing was rationed as well. So did you, as you grew up taller during those war years, did your mum come up with incredible outfits for you, made from, I don't know, curtains sometimes, I hear?
No, I remember, well, I have an older John, and I can remember wearing his socks, and I didn't like it because they were all dark colours. But I don't think Mum made anything, so I was lucky there.
My dad had his mum knitted him a pair of swimming trunks.
Oh yes.
Yes.
Yes, Mum knitted my brother in wool, but when he went into the sea, you can imagine what happened.
I can.
Yeah.
It happened to my dad as well.
Yeah.
So where did your parents participate in the war effort in any way?
Well, no, Dad, he was a motor fitter with the Western Welsh, and he didn't go to the forces because he was on, like, near St Athan, and the buses used to take the airmen, and that's why Dad didn't go into the forces, because he was working on the buses in case they broke down.
And your mum was too busy bringing up a family, I would imagine.
Yes, or Mum didn't do much. No, well, she had to, well, John and I. No, I don't think we had an easy time, come to think of it, because my parents, like, didn't, I think Dad stayed at home working on the buses. I think Dad was about all the time. Oh, and they were my grandparents, and their family had farms, so we had eggs and things from the farm.
So you managed to avoid rationing in that respect?
Yes, we did.
Yeah. As I understand it, was powdered eggs was what you used to get on
Oh,
one
yeah.
egg a week, or you could buy a tin of powdered egg.
Powdered milk, yeah, powdered eggs.
Yeah.
And what else can I remember? Oh, Dinham Hall in Barry, I think they called it the dugout, or donut dugout or something. And I think the American armies were in the Dinham Hall, which has been knocked down. Yeah, we used to have this chocolate stuff, powdered chocolate.
And can you remember much about the Americans in Barry?
I know they were, well, in Pulfkerry, I think they were based in Nissen Huts. But I do remember the donut dugout. That was in Dinham Hall, I think. Yeah, I can't remember much else.